Okay. Okay. Well, kind of crooked. Oh, good. I must be doing something wrong. They're dirty. These are pretty dirty. All right. Sharpness tester. See the sharpness tester from here? Yes. Okay. Yeah, that looks really good. Okay, so that's backwards to me, but I can see it from here. Well, strops. Get a pen. Color. Alright, I don't need this knife. I'll need this silicone oil later. So, this card if it's at all readable, is the documentation that comes with the sharpness tester, and it's reasonably good, right? We say that in ordinary cutlery, right, new high-end cutlery is in the 250 to 350 range, but I'm trying to get sharper than that. Okay, so what have I found in terms of cutlery and the defaults? Let's grab a couple of things. Let's grab this as a sample ceramic knife. Let's grab this guy as a representative cheap steel knife. And let's grab this as a representative high-end steel knife. Carbon steel, stainless steel. This guy is pretty nice. Got it last week at an online sale. So what are the various sharpness levels, right? I think this is the grams measured against the against this measuring cord on the tester. And I think a lot of online knife sharpening knife places have kind of measured sharpness at various levels. So as an example on how this thing works, let's take a look at this cheap knife here. The low-end Kamikoto, which is made with like just pretty ordinary, not well-graded stainless steel whose hardness is typically not well known, but somewhere around I think in the 54-ish Rockwell range. So this guy, brand new, $275. So this sharpness is not bad. It would categorize by any ordinary standard here as a new high-end cutlery range. But if we compare to, let's say, All right. So this is the Seisuke knife made out of Aogami Super steel. And that's 127, around 130. So 130 is what what's that channel? Perfection. He said his sharpest factory knives, out of all the knives he tested a lot of high-end knives, were at 130. So we would say that for I think at the max end of these like fancy extra hard Japanese steel knives, 130-ish. This is in that category. And then we've got the ceramic knife. Now this is not a brand new ceramic knife. I tested it last week, so take my word for it. The brand new Kyocera ceramic knife is at 200. So 200 is sharper than most like generic no-name stainless steel knives by a good amount. But of course, nowhere near as sharp as the high end blades. And then there's the question of, well, what can cut hair, right? What are the sharpness levels after that? Project Farm did the sharpening comparison. He managed to get some random no-name knife on the wicked edge down to 100, and 100 was hair sharpening. So this is 130 as the default sharpness for this blade here. 100 was hair sharpening, but not like super sharp hair cutting, rather. And then what is it? Birdshot 4. This channel, they use a Lansky system, and they do a lot of sharpening, and they do testing on the BESS indicator, on the BESS tester, and much more like quick cutting, hair cutting. They found that 82 cut pretty well. And then you get lower than that, because when you get to like razor blades, the sharpest basic blade was like, all for cutting hair. So the feather blade, which is the super thin flexible blade, that's like absurdly sharp. The feather blade is at like 12. And then I think they managed to get a single blade straight razor down to something like 5 on the Lansky. And so I think that's the range. I mean, when we're at hair cutting range, you start getting there at about 100. So a blade like this, which comes factory at 130, is pretty close, right? This at 200 still has a ways to go. And this stainless blade at 350, not bad, but still ways to go. So I'm not going to sharpen this knife. This knife I'm going to use, and I'm going to sharpen it when I need to sharpen it. So then the question is, what I want to try next before I tackle this guy. And this guy was a challenge because, as was one of the other steel blade knives, I think in the last video that I actually live streamed, I was having a lot of trouble. And that is because on the ceramic knife, it's hard to tell when you form a burr. And so, because this stuff is hard, you have to sharpen it quite a bit, and you got to take a lot of strokes. And if I move up to finer grits too soon, then I will not have reached the apex, and then all the further work will be pretty much useless. And so I could even build a mirror edge on the blade here, but it won't actually be any sharper. Or it'll be like inconsistent. I might have reached the apex in some parts, but not others, and it'll be all confusing. I want to first start with this guy here and go through the process, see if I can get this to at least the same level that Project Farm managed to get his using the standard progression. And that means if I can reach 100, then that'll be hair cutting sharp, right? Which shouldn't be out of range, right? It actually, from what Project Farm did, it's not that hard. I'm looking to take that from basically 350 grams to 150 grams. Let's get this guy loaded up. I'm going to set this guy just in front of the logo so I can be repeatable. Over there, and then that should do it. All right. So first, I got to figure out what the angle. So this is a single bevel blade. I need to figure out what the factory angle on this guy is. $15, $16, $17. So let me take a wild guess at $17 first. Wet down to 1,000. Not quite. That's $6 to $18. Nope. 19. 20. Yeah, that's about right. All right. I think that is about right. Actually, it's probably not more, probably a little bit more than that, but I think 20 is reasonable. It's a reasonable target. So I can reprofile this blade down to 20. My glasses on. Not that I need my glasses for this distance, but I have a screen over there, and I can read the chat from this distance with my glasses on. So, okay. 800 is a little bit too hard to do this reprofiling with. I can see from the marker that I am not quite at the edge yet. So I'm going to go one level coarser from 800 down to 600. With this soft, low-end steel knife, this kind of operation is supposed to be fairly easy because it's only 54, 55 Rockwell. And what I need to do is get a feel for raising a burr, where the work I'm doing on the left side, my left side, reaches the point where it pushes the tip of the metal over to the right side, and then I can feel a raised burr on the right side, which I have not reached. What if the compressor is making this audio compressor making this the sound really, really loud? Why is there so much lag? Why is there such lag on my end? Okay. Oh, weird. Well. No burr. No burr yet. That's peculiar. Definitely at this point gotten rid of all the marker. So why is no burr forming? Nope, no burr. Weird. I think maybe there's a little burr forming here now. No, not really though. Okay. I think I'm feeling the burr now. not so much right in here, a little more work. And as I'm in the heel, there's a bit here, a little bit here, more thing. Yes. Switch sides on this guy. Yeah, this section needs a lot more work. So the burr I feel up to about here, and then fades away. Sound levels seem really loud. Not there yet. Alright, so tip managed to way over the tip, but nothing in this section. This inch here needs more work. Let's start. Let's get here and heel. the amount of work it took to finally form a burr makes me think that I'm having a similar problem with the ceramic knives, not doing enough work at the low end. Because I had to go quite a bit between when the marker disappeared and I actually start feeling burr. It's almost like some mark got stuck over to the other side, to this side. And I've removed enough material now that I've removed a significant amount of marker that led over to the side that I did mark. Some parts where the burr is not so pronounced. So it's very pronounced here now. Here is a little bit unclear. Okay. Filling it all the way up to here. And there's still a gap here. Come on. Okay. I think I now have a burr all the way up. There's this even this out. Not working well. Oh. What's wrong here? The video feed. Not just too delayed. Yeah, some not just too delayed. Oh, I know what happened. Well, this is gonna be a problem. Yeah, I know this is not working well. I busted my motherboard. Ah. This is a Hail Mary. This is totally not going to work. Oh, is this any better? Maybe. Alright, let me try to disconnect and reconnect now. Okay. Is this better? No app. Yeah, okay, this is better. Alright, that was messed up, sorry. What was I doing? Oh, yes. Q-tip test. So what I should be able to do with the Q-tip test so this Q-tip is a little bit too tough. But the burr should fuzz out the Q-tip. And I can feel the Q-tip catching on this side in a way that it doesn't on the other side. Although the feel is not dramatically different than feeling it with your fingers. Okay, next is, since this is a single bevel blade, is to get rid of the burr on the other side using a stone just set at the minimum until I get rid of the burr on this side. Which that managed to do pretty easily. Alright, that pretty much got rid of the burr on that side. And yes, immediately pushes the burr to the other side. So that's smooth now. Right, and that catches. So then you can in theory this should like one. Okay. So let's see what that's at. So this edge looks a little rough. But actually perhaps reasonably sharp. Let's see what this looks like. So it's not stropped. Maybe I'll strop it a little bit. Alright, that edge is pretty rough. Pretty rough. Let's see what this looks like sharpness-wise. Okay. Ooh. 620! Yeah, so that's pretty rough. Okay, let's put this back in. And let's continue on. So there we go. 200 and 600. Let's put the 800s back on. 800 and 1000. Again. Just lightly get rid of any residual burr. Let's go at it. So that was pretty quick for me to feel the burr. There's a noticeable burr all across that now in just a couple of strokes. After doing that, the burr is mostly gone, a little bit more. Yeah, and that pushed the burr over to the other side. Let me try that one more time just to be sure, because, wow, that was so little work compared to getting that initial burr. Oh yeah, that forms a burr like almost instantly. Now it's gone from this side. And it's on the other side, right? So now let's take it up to 1000. Alright, I can feel it all across that edge now. I'm only giving it a little bit more because At 1,000 now, it's much smoother. I want to smooth out the bevel for cosmetic reasons. Yeah, but now there's a burr there. And then if I right, and it's gone. And then it's come over to the other side. Yep. Okay. So that's 1,000. Let's take it up to 1,500, and then I want to do a test or do another sharpness check. Because I don't need the mirror finish. Well, more importantly, the mirror finish is not as hard, given the diamond films I have, than a lot of people make it out. Alright, much finer burr now. Alright, and the burr's now on this side. Okay, so I took it from 600 when I first tested. Now I'm up to 1,500. So let me strop it. Very quickly. And let's see where we are at. So yeah, once you get that burr, then the progression after that is real fast. Now we're at 239. So at 1,500 now, I'm down to 239. Right, which is much sharper than it was when I first started. Let me take one more measurement. So maybe since I was reprofiling then, it's that I didn't use the 200. The 200 isn't worn in yet. It makes a really, really rough edge. So I did the whole thing with the 600. So maybe with the 200 that would be faster. It still presents a problem for the ceramic knife, because the 200 is real rough on the ceramic knife. .322. All right. Still sharper. There probably some variation. Probably because I didn't strop it enough. Okay, so now let's take it higher. All right, so the next steps are using the diamond films, and there isn't an exact correlation between, say, the film's roughness and these stones. Like 30 microns corresponds to 400. I don't fully believe. So let's test that. Let's take the 30 micron, and now that I have a sense of what that burr feels like, let's see, what does that burr? That's a very fine burr. It does form a burr, but I wouldn't say that this burr is finer than 1500. This is the next level in the progression. All right, okay, then let's take the burr off. All right, now that burr is definitely on the other side. That pushes the burr over to the other side. All right, and it's time to move on. That's it. Next, the 15. All right, that's hard to perceive. I'm not feeling it on either side now. I think we have to go with the experience now that it just doesn't take much. At each progression. I think I'm feeling it, but could be your mind playing tricks on you. Yeah, I think I'm feeling it. I have to be moving. More of this forward diagonal direction. I think think I can tell. All right. I think I can feel the burn now pushed over on this side. Then we take it down to 9 microns. Yeah, okay. All right. More confidence now, less time wasted. So that's it. I took it down to 9. Now we go to 6 and 3. And then I'll check after I hit 3. All right, now I'm really having trouble feeling anything. It's like at 15 microns, I thought I could, or at 9 microns, I thought I could feel something. Now at 6, I can, because I can visually inspect now that the blade has gotten shinier, and that I've changed the texture of that surface. So that means that I should have turned over a tiny burr. But it's hard to be sure. I thought I felt it then, but maybe or maybe not. All right, 3 microns now. Probably overdoing it on the soft steel. pretty hard to detect. All right, that really grips my nail now. All right, a little bit of all right, let's see what this looks like. On the tester. Okay. All right, 128. Not bad. So this is at it's not the 100 that Project Farm got. So that was with the base and now more towards the tip. $156. And that edge definitely is shiny now. That's not the 100. Now I don't know how far down Project Farm went, and he wasn't using a diamond stuff. Let me do a little bit more work on the end with the 3. So I see some scratches. That I probably should have been watching out for. Those aren't really scratches. Not really seeing any scratches. Okay. Let's take it down to, from 3 now down to half micron. So that's another big jump. This might take a little bit more work to go from 3 down to 1. Bigger than the jump I normally do, but the cutting action of these films has always been pretty fast. Can you feel anything? No, not really. How about on a surface finish perspective? It's very difficult to tell. There definitely are some scratches. Unclear where they come from. I think I'm feeling something. But really, this is not really blind, right? It's like, oh, I think this feels different now that I've done a few strokes on that side, but, right. Difficult to say. All right, half my car now. This isn't going to take any more scratches out. This is just going to make whatever's shiny a little bit shinier. Can I feel anything? Yeah, who knows? Okay. Half micron now. Okay. 134. So that's not appreciably sharper. $141, also a little, but not. Should I miss something? Right, either we're at the limit of what this blade, this edge can hold, right? Which is, I mean, it's pretty good, but I might have missed. No, because I mean, up till about 9, I could feel it. Maybe it has to do with stropping. I'm not sure. So let's give it a shot. Let's try some of this 1/4 micron paste. Did I not mark this? I didn't mark this. Zero point one. 0.25. 0.25. 0.1. Alright. Mark this now. Right, now to prevent problems, I want to keep the leather out of the water because that will cause weird problems with the straws. They'll warp, get crispy, and die a premature death. All right. Let's see. Let's get rid of this lapping compound. This dropping compound is not very water soluble. Ah! What? Did I cut myself? I think I cut myself. All right, so this is pretty sharp. All right. Heel test first. 85! All right, so that needed some stropping. And then at the tip, 101. All right. So that is definitely in hair cutting territory. Oh yeah, and I totally cut myself. I didn't really feel that as a snag. It's like, oh, I shouldn't be snagging on anything. And this thing's wicked sharp, so okay. Yeah. And then the paper test. Now paper tests are a little tricky because they're controversial around like what is it that you're actually detecting from a paper test. And from my so let's compare this. Let me cut some paper and then we can test. And then I'll have to go wrap this wound so I don't bleed all over the place. So supposedly tea paper is better. And you're testing in some cases for flaws along the. I'm gonna have to cut low so you can see. For flaws along the edge. Don't feel anything catching as I work my way this is better, as I work my way down. But actually what I find is what the paper test really tells me is how sharp the knife is based upon how easily it grips the paper. So for example, let's try this Nakiri. All right, so this Nakiri is about at that factory sharpness. So I think this is at that 300, 400 level. You'll notice that it's not super easy for me to start the cut. Right? I'm having a hard time starting the cut. And then once I start the cut, I can cut. All right, so and at first I was wondering, it's like, is there a technique that these guys are using to start their cut? But no, actually, let's see how sharp this guy is. All right. $395, right? So at $395, it's just much harder to start the cut. And then if I head over to, say, I think this guy here, right, which I didn't test recently. Little bit easier to start the cut, but not. I have to think about it. It's like I have to concentrate and be pulling. And I'm using the slicing action in order to do that cut, right? So I'm not just like randomly slicing through. I have to be thinking that I have to be moving. I have to have some perpendicular motion against the paper in order to start the cut, right? So if I start the cut and I'm pulling while I start, I can, right? I can start the cut and I can keep it going. But that takes some thought. I think this one is a little bit sharper. Let's take a look at what that level of difficulty is. Am I doing something wrong? It's not that dull. I think I messed up the... $545. I guess it's not. I guess this was duller than the other one. But in any case, it takes concentration. Then let's grab this guy. I think last time I measured this guy was at about 190-ish. All right. Now we're in the range where it's still possible to stall, but it actually takes work to not start the cut, but I can't always finish the cut. Right down where it's kind of floppy at the end, right? Because it's held firmly here, and then towards the end where it's floppier further away from my hand. It's I might not be able to finish the cut. Right here now it's like folds over, and I can't finish the cut. Right. Let's see. what that guy is at. Oh, 375. What? That doesn't seem right. Okay, 218, right? That's more around what I was expecting. A tension problem or something. All right, so yes, in that 200 range. And then this guy, which let me measure it again just to make sure that I wasn't dreaming that number. $120. $105, right? So in that range, then I take this guy. At some point it does give up. But even this far away, I can restart the cut. But I think it may be just a more binary feel, right? Is it sharp enough to easily start the cut for you to not think about starting? And that's sharp. And then if you got to think about it, then less sharp. All right, it's 5:15. Okay, so this guy. Of course, given how quickly I lost the edge on this, right? Not terribly confident that this edge is going to hang on for very long, but I suspect I probably didn't need to go down to this 1 micron level, maybe around 3, and then strop it. Stropping right made a big difference. We saw. And it wasn't the compound, right? I'm pretty sure it wasn't the compound. It's the effect that sharpening has on shaping the burr. Right, let me put this knife away. Wash this knife in. So. Shaping that knife, initial shaping, 600 grit, right? Probably the problem I'm having with this. It's getting that initial bevel is hard. Right, getting that initial and that makes me wonder, right? Because the problem with that initial bevel on the ceramic knife is I'm scared of going too coarse because it chips the knife to all heck. And it's not super easy to tell when I've gotten to the right level. I don't think I have what it takes to do this right now. What I think I need to do is take the 600 grit stone and work it. Take both the 600 and 200 grit stone and break them in some more with the steel plate. And then maybe there might be less chipping. Other thing is, since stropping is so important, maybe I don't need to go as high on the pay more attention to the surface finish to get rid of scratches, and then I just don't need to go as high. I may not need to go as high on the films for metal. And for ceramic, it's a bit hard. It's hard to tell. And this, I'm pretty sure I took this to 17. I think that's right. I think I took this to 17 degrees. Okay, so I think first, I feel better about my ability to sharpen the $150 Santoku now that I've managed to deal with the cheaper knife. This guy, I think I need to work on the stones a bit before I do any more work on this guy. So I think that's it for the video. For whoever is that.